We are plugging along with the divisions of the land in Joshua, and today we are at Joshua chapter 17. Chapter 17, not overly long, 18 verses, two headers, the inheritance of West Manasseh and Joseph's additional inheritance. So West Manasseh's inheritance covers from verses 1 through 13. So here we go. Again, I apologize for the names. I do my best, but I don't know the original languages. I'm not a scholar in these things, but I do my best for a monolingual fellow. This was the allotment for the tribe of Manasseh as Joseph's firstborn. Gilead and Bashan were given to Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, and the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. So the allotment was for the rest of Manasseh's descendants by their clans, for the sons of Abiezer, Helek, Azriel, Shechem, Hepher, Shemidah. These are the male descendants of Manasseh, son of Joseph, by their clans. Now Zelophehad, son of Hepher, son of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, had no sons, only daughters. These are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came before the priest, Eleazar, Joshua, son of Nun, and the leaders, saying, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our male relatives." So they gave them an inheritance among their father's brothers in keeping with the Lord's instruction. As a result, 10 tracts fell to Manasseh besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which are beyond the Jordan, because Manasseh's daughters received an inheritance among his sons. The land of Gilead belonged to the rest of Manasseh's sons. The border of Manasseh went from Asher to Mikmetheth, near Shechem. It then went southward toward the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. The region of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but Tappuah itself on Manasseh's border belonged to the descendants of Ephraim. From there, the border descended to the brook of Kanah. South of the brook, cities belonged to Ephraim among Manasseh's cities. Manasseh's border was on the north side of the brook and ended at the Mediterranean Sea. Ephraim's territory was to the south and Manasseh's to the north, with the sea as its border. They reached Asher on the north and Issachar on the east. Within Issachar and Asher, Manasseh had Beth Shean, Ibleam, and the inhabitants of Dor with their surrounding villages. The inhabitants of Endor, Tanakh, and Megiddo, the 3 cities of Naphath with their surrounding villages. The descendants of Manasseh could not possess these cities because the Canaanites were determined to stay in this land. However, when the Israelites grew stronger, they imposed forced labor on the Canaanites but did not drive them out completely. Then, Joseph's additional inheritance is the header of this next section, and this carries from verses 14 to 18, or through the end of the chapter, just 5 verses. Joseph's descendants said to Joshua, "Why did you give us only one tribal allotment as an inheritance? We have many people because the Lord has been blessing us greatly." "If you have so many people," Joshua replied to them, "go to the forest and clear an area for yourselves there in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, because Ephraim's hill country is too small for you." But the descendants of Joseph said, "The hill country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who inhabit the valley area have iron chariots, both at Beth Shean with its surrounding villages and in the Jezreel valley." So Joshua replied to Joseph's family, that is Ephraim and Manasseh, "You have many people and great strength. You will not have just one allotment, because the hill country will be yours also. It is a forest. Clear it, and its outlying areas will be yours. You can also drive out the Canaanites, even though they have iron chariots and are strong." And that is Joshua 17. Again, we're plugging right along with these land divisions. Won't be too long and we'll get out of them, basically with 2 out of every 3 days reading from Joshua. And so that's our reading for today. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a great day. Hope to see you back here tomorrow. And hope you have a great weekend as we get into our weekend. See you later.